And welcome back. Round 2, moving day here at the 2017 Masters Cup PDJ National Tour event presented by Innova Discs. I'm your host and commentator Avery Jenkins alongside Ian Anderson from Santa Cruz Disc Golf. Thanks for joining us again. I'm waiting for this action, man.
Thanks for having me on. I'm always excited to watch Delaveaga, and especially when I'm watching these guys.
And I love watching disc golf with you, man, making it happen out here, watching some great disc golf on the front 12 holes. We got the back 12 holes being a 24-hole layout. Very unique
it is,
for any kind of tournament you see on the tour. And taking care of business as he does. Paul McBeth absolutely annihilating the course right now, playing a absolutely clean round.
He is.
And just knocking down birdies when he gets a chance. When he sees the basket, he's hitting them.
Yeah, he's bogey free so far. And he has a lot of birdies. 10-stroke lead over Christopher Watson. You haven't heard of him, but he can play, Avery.
He's putting on a show today already, proving why he earns a spot on the lead card.
Yeah. You might have heard him if you watch Santa Cruz disc golf videos, because he's been on before, so he can definitely ball. Tell us about the kitchen, Avery, because I don't even know what to do on this one.
Hole number 12, also known as the refrigerator. There's a fridge down the ravine, and it rightfully so. It earns the name. Hole number 12, 350 feet, par 3. And can you see the basket? See it down there?
You can see the dot of the tree that's by the basket, I think is all you get. Yeah.
It's one of those local kind of holes, and you really got to play this hole a few times to really dial in the shot. You're trying to drop either mid-range or driver.
Yeah.
You're trying to clear the green, first off, the main objective, clearing over the ravine here. But then you're trying to drop and stall the disc down to the basket. Very hard to dial in a shot like this.
It is, yeah. There's a little bit of luck involved in being parked here. You can't really throw a pure shot. Paul threw them in Pro Rock 3, finishes the left-hand side. Doss is going with that glow buzz. This stays clean, that's the shot. Oh, I see a disc up in the tree there.
I was just going to mention that. And no one throws this hole better than Nate. He's got this whole dial just with a slight little turnover, and then the soft flex back, dropping over the branches and onto the green. Manabu trying to follow that line.
Yeah, he threw it beautifully day one with that M1, and he went back to it. So say if anybody, there's a hole where the local knowledge really comes into play, it's this one, and Nate really showing it right there. Chris came up short. He's going to be pitching up to the target. It's up top left.
Making easy work of that upshot. Same thing for Manabu here. Fortunate enough, they did get to the other side of the ravine. Any shots that hit shorter in those trees, they drop down to Poison Oakville.
Yep. Great upshot right there from Manabu. And Paul with a look, not super close. See if he can get it.
Just run out of his hand. You see him just kind of turn away.
Yeah.
First miss I've seen from him.
Yeah.
Long putt attempt.
Oh.
Doss, same thing.
I needed that one from Nate Avery.
Yeah. After I talked it up, how he knows this hole better than anybody.
Yeah, he needed to make that one. He was very upset with himself on that one.
Birdies are few and far between on this type of course. Just very tough shots. It's not a very far hole. It's just how accurate you have to throw these shots, and hopefully you hit the gap. You don't catch a branch or a limb. Just so many different factors that go on to getting just even an attempt or a look on some of these holes.
Yeah. Manabu with that beautiful form. Like I've heard you say before, Avery, pound for pound, farthest thrower in the world.
Always thrown Innova and competed with Innova. I don't think I'd be playing this sport if it wasn't for creating the disc itself and then just taking it to the next level over and over and over again. How great the discs are themselves. It's really gained my trust, and I don't think I would be here without Innova. I don't see myself doing anything else.
Huge thanks to Innova, and I also got to thank another world champ, Sam Ferens, 1985, 86. Which one was it?
It was 1985 world champion.
He hooked up a Firestorm, Avery. Have you thrown one of those yet?
I have not. I got one this weekend. I'm looking to try it out. It looks like a very overstable, high-speed driver.
I call it Speed 13 Firebird. You might need that power. I don't know about me. We'll see. I-5, Avery, 550-foot dogleg left. Danger's on your second shot here usually.
It's the most difficult hole on this course, just with length 550 feet. They consider it a par 3. It's probably a par 4, but we call everything at Delaveaga par 3s. And the difficulty is not really in the tee shot so much. Obviously, trying to drive it long and get down the fairway as far as possible. But that second shot, it is guarded by the thickest oaks on this course. All kinds of branches and limbs and twigs and everything preventing you from getting to the basket.
Yeah, it turns from a really open hole to a really wooded hole very quickly. Paul ripping that Star Destroyer. And oh my goodness, Avery, he throws hard.
Going backside tunnel shot, catching a high branch ceiling, dropping low.
I've seen him get within like 50, 60 with that shot where he gets a good skip. But he's like just 2 feet too high, and he was right.
Back in the day when those oaks weren't so tall, I heard of Stokely actually parking this hole from the tee pad to the basket, going over the top.
What?
He's a distance champion, so he knows how to throw far. And here we go. As I was mentioning, pound for pound, possibly the longest thrower in the world, Manabu, catching high ceiling, dropping short.
Yeah, but
man, it's so clean.
D1 just a little bit high. Yeah, clean is the word for that. Christopher Watson's got a tunnel here to the basket, Avery.
Look at this shot,
but
dude.
It's a tunnel.
Not good.
It looked like he slipped on his plant foot or something. It just looked very, very awkward and not
very
normal.
demanding upshot from there, trying to hit the tunnel gap through the trees.
And this is even more demanding, Avery.
Over the top thumber, trying to blade it back to the hole.
And he's putting.
That'll give him a look.
Right. You can't ask for more from where he was. Really.
A similar lineup.
Yeah. Touchy line.
Butter.
Come on, Avery.
Wow, nearly tapping the lock.
This guy's
on the second
upshots
shot.
are something else. Paul leaving that out wide. That's a tester putt over there. It's circle's edge.
Doss getting caught low left side.
Yeah. It's not a bad spot to be, though. It's a pretty open alley to the basket.
That's his preferred shot, is to finish
Is it
down
really?
there,
Okay.
giving a forehand shot to the basket. It's one of those holes where you're getting the best combination of distance and then touch accuracy around the green here.
Yeah, very well put. Paul to save that. He knew he's going to do it, Avery.
Count it.
Paul McBeth doesn't make bogeys.
Just outside of the circle, drains it for the par. I-5, they call this hole, just because it's so long and so difficult to drive, just like the main highway system throughout California.
Yep. Couldn't hit that putt any cleaner either. So nice.
Here's Doss for par.
Yeah.
Having trouble getting it above the rim. The last two putts.
Yeah.
Caging off.
Christopher Watson to save his 4. A good 4 save after that upshot, if he can get it.
And he'll take it high side, elevator right, dropping in the bucket for the bogey.
That'll work.
And then Manabu making easy work of this hole with that crisp, clean, and silky smooth approach.
How about that, man? Shot of the hole for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Paul with that upshot silkiness.
Leaving it low, looking for the skip to the basket.
Yeah, getting that weight forward to keep it down. I like it.
So with a bogey by Watson, McBeth takes 11-stroke lead.
That's a lot of lead. Hole 14, Avery, par 3, 363. Either piping it through this tunnel, or if you got Avery power, you still going up top?
Still going over the top. Really just trying to get down the fairway. Not
Yeah.
saying I'm parking this hole, even though it's only 363. The height and the angle you need to throw on this drive it's hard to get.
It is.
I remember playing practice rounds with Simon Lizotte, and he was actually getting to the pin.
Yeah.
Throwing it way over the top and then trying to crash the trees long on the Stahlheiser.
Paul taking that low line with the Star Destroyer. You can take this, but you got to get lucky.
So that's one of the routes, as you're saying, trying to go low, trying to blast it through the gap. Mm-hmm. And then there's also the over-the-top route, just really trying to get down the fairway and give you a clean, open second shot.
Yeah, it seems like the safer play. This is the greedier line if you're looking for that birdie. Manabu throwing that D1. Same tree Paul hit, I want to say, or very close to it.
You'll take that, though. That's a good, long, maybe possible putt. Mm-hmm. But with those trees there, man, it's a scary tunnel shot with power because you catch any of those trees, that ravine's just off to the left side, and you can go down there pretty far.
Oh my goodness, Avery.
Taking the tight line.
That's the advanced route right there with the ballista.
I think he's showing off.
Yeah, he was. He's like, I meant to do that. I was like, really? He's like, no.
No, you never deny. You always say exactly. That's exactly what I meant to do.
Love it. Doss throwing the force.
And really, if you're ever
Wow.
going to birdie it, that's the way you're going to
Wow,
birdie it. You're going
Avery.
to drive way down there, short left side of the green.
Another look for Doss, where everyone else is just upshotting here. Here is Paul. Probably going to play a little flex with a putter, yeah.
Little jump
He was
approach.
running that, Avery.
He was giving it a bid.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I remember when Simon, again, on this hole, has some good stories about it. During the rounds, he actually shot even the first round and then came out here and shot 11 the second round. He was making everything, including an 80-footer through the trees on a flex putt.
Wow.
And wow, Manabu
Tickled
just
it.
tickling the chains left side low.
Yeah, and Nate Doss for a stroke on the card right here.
He overcompensated.
He did, didn't he?
He missed 2
Oh,
putts
you're
low
right.
and then left the third one high, just trying to get it in the bucket.
Somebody knows their brother-in-law.
Yeah, he's had a lot of looks this round for birdie, and man, just
hasn't
looking
he?
to convert.
Yeah. McBeast makes the clutch comebacker.
Can't take it for granted on these holes.
Yeah.
Even as close as he was on his drive, and man, you get around this green. There's so many little trees and obstacles and branches to avoid, and off the knee and low ceiling, everything.
Yeah, you don't get those clean backyard putts at Delaveaga. That's why I feel like going to practice putting at the course is actually a really good thing. Like, go pick a basket on. What do you feel?
Yeah,
know?
when you're practicing for this course, it's
Yeah.
really, you can't mimic this course.
No, you're
The
not in
fact
your
these
backyard.
Greens
Yeah.
are unlike anything else you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Delaveaga being the most unique course on the planet just because of that.
There's Paul holding on to that 11-stroke lead. Christopher separating a little bit there, although I do believe Rick's doing some work. Yeah.
He's making a move.
Yeah, Ricky's doing Ricky things.
As he does. Hole number 15, 339 feet, par 3. Now this basket is guarded and guarded
It
by
is.
a bunch of big oaks. The shot is a slight turnover, fairway driver just over the top of the oaks, about 50% down the fairway. And then as it turns over, you want it to duck and get low below that ceiling. And he may have caught the ceiling right there,
did,
though.
yeah.
A little more drop on there, and I think you'd be sliding to the bucket.
Yeah, he's pretty much pin high left. He's got about like a 35 footer. Manabu going with that M1, which he loves so much, and he throws so well.
Going top shelf, trying to clear over the top of the tree.
Yeah, I think this is Manabu showing his not local knowledge there. Like that shot's just too high. It's just not going to work. I mean, it'll get you close, but it's not going to be a park
Even
drive.
forehand throwers, you might see him trying to go over the top and trying to go crash move backside of the green.
Christopher Watson is playing this one pretty tight, Avery.
And that is a shot. Executed perfectly by Christopher Watson.
Wow.
This is another one of those holes where it's a Delaveaga hole. It's 340 feet, but man, the precision you need on these shots to get a look at the putt.
Yeah.
Nate Doss just not turning that over enough, hitting that guardian oak to the left side, short of the green.
Turning over a Predator, by the way.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's trying to get that little low flex and hopefully that skip.
Oh, Doss with another bid, but another one not happening. Paul from about 35-40.
One of the rare misses. High left side chain.
Manabu. See if he can get one. Huh.
As you see, this basket looks a little higher than most as well. It seems like that collar or that sleeve's off the ground about 3-4 inches tall or so.
Oh, no.
You want to get
Avery.
your putts up.
Oh, Chris needed that one for a stroke on the card right there.
An excellent drive, but could not convert.
Yeah, that feels bad, man. When you waste those great drives, especially on such a tough hole. Doss cleans up his par. Chris, Paul, and Manabu are all going to do the same.
Very elusive hole number 15.
Yeah, I like this hole. It's a really cool shot. Really a shape you don't see on a lot of holes.
It's a shot maker's kind of hole.
Yeah.
And like I say about Paul's game, coming from the Czech Republic last weekend, playing on a golf style course with just big drives and approaches, wide open greens. And to be so effective on a course like that, and then to come back to Delaveaga and have hit these precision lines and these little turnovers, these little flexes through the woods, through the branch, through the trees.
It just shows
to have that balance in your game is incredible.
100% well-rounded player. Taking us to hole 16, Avery, par 3, 435, tucked in on the right-hand side of this fairway, and it slopes off pretty good past the basket.
It slopes downside right down the back, down a ravine. This is the big throwers hole here.
Yeah, it is,
At
isn't
just
it?
over about 430 feet. And it's a nice, big, long turnover shot, trying to get to that basket tucked in the right corner.
Paul going with that Champion Thunderbird, and that'll play Avery.
Yeah, I'll give him a look. This hole's changed over the years. It's kind of crazy looking at this hole now after so many years. Where those two trees are planted used to be these massive, giant pine trees.
Really?
And this was the field goal hole.
Oh.
You really had to try to throw a big shot, turnover shot, long distance drive, but then split the trees.
Oh, that's before my time, man. That's
Yeah.
cool, huh? Love the local knowledge, man. Chris throwing the ballista.
Trying to get the distance.
Oh,
Fighting through the backside and skipping up to the pin.
Avery. Parked.
Soaking up all he can on this hole.
You can get close, but to park it on this one is so touchy and so tight.
Nate Doss going straight shot.
Going with that force, but he unfortunately is stuck in that pine right there, Avery.
I've never seen so much grass on these back fairways here.
It's wild, isn't it?
I-5 crisscrossing 16, and in the
Oh, Doss! Oh, he wanted that one, Avery.
as he showered the camera with grass.
Oh man, here's Paul for birdie.
Yeah, no doubt about it. As I was saying before, though, is just with the precision accuracy of his putt, you give him a look at the basket.
Yeah.
More than likely, he's going to knock it down with the birdie on 16. Paul McBeth.
Another perfect putt. Manabu to keep pace. He hits this. We're looking at 3 birdies on this card.
Wow.
That's something, Avery.
Nice little kind of opposition, little turnover putt around the tree.
Yeah, he's got a beautiful. His putt is just like his stroke, just super silky.
Making easy work.
Like
Christopher Watson with a tap-in birdie.
that hole's not that easy, Avery.
It's not easy. It's
No.
not easy. And as I was saying before, just with the grass on these fairways, it really slows down the disc. You don't get those long skips to the basket as you used to.
Yeah, from that long hole Avery go to.
This is gravity.
Yep.
The world famous gravity hole number 17, 225 feet. And absolutely a hole you do not take for granted. You see everything to the right side, it slopes and falls off down a massive ravine.
Yeah.
And trying to land this tee shot next to the basket, it's not as easy as you think it would.
Yeah, the shot everyone's going to be going for is left of that tree that's right in front of the basket, and Paul left it a little bit wide, but that's not a bad roll with that Star AVR 3.
Now the new addition to this hole, you see those bricks, they stack those up on the downside of the basket to kind of create terraces and prevent erosion. But
Wow.
I'm a loss for words after that shot. But with that kind of terrace-like action around the green, it actually makes this hole a lot easier for the fact that disc right there would probably roll down the ravine.
Yeah.
Paul's same thing, staying up on the second terrace.
Yeah, I remember we were talking about that on the course. You pointed that out, and I was like, oh, that's an excellent point. I hadn't even thought about that.
And that was a new addition for 2017 as Nate Doss slides it up next to the basket as he's done thousands of times before.
Good putt from Paul for birdie right there.
No danger in this hole for the lead card.
No, just little star frame action looking like.
A little shout out to the Delaveaga Disc Golf Club for the excellent work in maintaining
It's looking
this
so
prestigious
pretty.
course.
Yeah. And you're hiking when you're doing work on this course, Avery.
It's
you're
it's
not
a
driving a
workout.
truck out to the spot.
It's a workout. Beautiful hole, number 17, gravity. Man, it's just one of those holes you just, like I said, you can't take for granted. There's so many things that can go wrong in that hole.
Yeah.
And obviously for the lead card going all-star birdies.
Wow, doing work there. Paul holding on to 11 strokes from a pretty easy hole to a very hard hole with, I want to say, it's the scariest green in disc golf, Avery.
You want to know what this hole's called?
Yeah, what is it?
It's called death. It's simple as that because here is the putt that you're
man.
faced with on a park job. You get the
Yeah.
death putt, and I'm going to say that's at least a 250-foot drop down the backside in a ravine.
Yep.
Now this hole, it's probably the hardest shot to execute on the entire course. A turnover around a tree, low ceiling, and you're trying to get it to turn over and then flex back enough to slide and stay flat, not get up on edge.
But not too hard, because then you're gone. Paul worked that McPro Rock 3. Manabu, I believe, throwing one of his M1s. Clipped the tree coming up short, Avery.
Yeah.
And upshots are so tough with that hard pan and the Anaconda route.
Anaconda route, exactly. Laying up short about 20, 25 of the basket, lining you up for that death putt.
Yep. And Christopher turning that turnover over too much. That was a mouthful. Doss going glow buzz, as a Doss will do.
And hitting the root, as you said.
I was out of his hand. It looks so good, Avery.
So it looks like McBeth and Doss are going to have those death putts on death.
So there's Christopher with a tough upshot hit. Anaconda, he's got a putt. And Manabu No.
Yeah. Wow. On this kind of hole, though, seriously, this is the death putt.
Oh,
But no problem for Doss. He's seen that putt
My man.
several times before.
Good one. See if Paul can keep pace with Nate. I can't believe Manabu ran that one, Avery.
Unreal. When he's just trying to make a move, it is
Yeah.
the scariest green on this entire course. There's no doubt about it.
Right.
Here's a par putt. Knocking it down
Yep.
with confidence.
I saw Feldberg lose one of his blackies down this cliff a couple years ago. It was just gone, Avery.
He was actually putting for 2. It spit out the back, rolled down the hill, and the rules were different then. You had to play that shot.
Oh.
So he went down there and took about 2 shots to get up the cliff. Finally dropped it in for 6. So a 2 to a 6 on the death hole.
Oh my goodness, man. That's something else. Hole 19, Avery, par 3, 324. There's a gap, but I say it's a fake gap. It's not as big as it looks right here because you got to hug it, right?
It's almost a sideways kind of opening in the fairway here where you're going to really trust your disc to fly straight and then break left, fading through that gap.
Yeah.
Tucked in the corner, 324, par 3.
Paul throwing the McPro Rock 3 on a hyzer, but left it way wide, Avery.
Got a second kick knocking him to the ground. Anything that
Yeah.
flares off to that right side is still that cliff's edge.
Doss going Wasp. Oh, just missed it, Avery.
A rare inside shot for him.
Yeah.
More times than not, I'm going to say 8 out of 10 times he's parking this hole.
Manabu. I believe he's thrown an M1 there, actually. And
Lead card having trouble with this hole so far.
it's not an easy hole.
It's more about angle than anything. Really
Yeah.
trying to get the right angle and line.
Yeah, power's
trying
no
to
worries,
push it
right?
to those the island trees back there, and then bringing it right inside. And he fed one through the trees
Yeah.
somehow. Got that day love.
Yeah, that's not a real line, but he hit it. I guess it's a real line now. Paul with a Nova upshot. He told me he was trying to put this one in.
Oh, stay. And does.
Will help. He'll be able to make that one. We got Doss with a look, but not close. Just taking his par.
Lots of looks this round.
Yeah,
Lots
I
of
know.
looks.
Yeah, Doss is out of. He's been driving really well.
Again, Manabu. Off the cage for 2.
Yeah, just coming up just short. Paul cleans up his par. Doss and Manabu, Manabu with pars as well, and then Christopher Watson with that drive. Right there.
It's always nice to be the last to
Is it?
putt.
After everyone else has had their third shot, you're coming up for your second. Well done, Chris.
Looking to make a charge
Yeah.
at McBeth out to a huge lead, but does get one on Paul with a little fist pump.
Yeah. Keeping up with the Ricks, as it were.
Now, Ricky's on his second card right now, looking to make a move. This
Yeah.
is moving day and trying to make a charge to the lead card.
That he did. You knew Rick was going to do work on that chase card.
Man, he did work last year when he won this tournament, so.
Yep. We're going up the hill now. Last 4 holes, Avery. They're all very difficult.
Now it's 399 feet. It's a par 3, but it's in the Hagen position. Jim Hagen.
Oh, it's got a name. I
One
like
of the historic club members here positioned this basket. This is a long pin. The
Yeah.
mid pin's about halfway on the hill.
Right.
He wanted to make this hole difficult, and what do? You lengthen it and tuck it up on the cliff's edge of this massive hill. And now this hole at 399 feet, you got to throw it like 500 plus to even get a putt on this
I'm
hole.
calling 550, 600 to park it. I've never seen a park job.
And then yet land your drive
Yeah.
flat on the sloping 45-degree hill.
Yeah, not easy. Paul ripping the start destroyer after Chris threw his ballista, leaked a little right. This is not a good roll. Kind of went around the corner, Avery. It doesn't have a clean look at the basket anymore, as you can see right there from Cory's angle.
So the first round, I heard he drove it 6 feet past the basket on the tee shot.
What?
Yeah, that's how he birdied. That's how he shot a 15 down course record. He birdied this hole with a drop in.
That's gross.
Nate Doss a little trouble there, leaving it
Yeah.
tight left side, rolls out to the middle of the fairway.
And Manabu played a beautiful flex round 1, but just left it a little bit left there and kicked down the hill. And Doss, second shot, he's probably putting 300 feet of power on this one.
Right, just trying to get
Goes-
up and try even throw over the basket just to come up short of the basket.
Just straight uphill. Manabu also crushing this one uphill.
Wow, nice line.
Yeah, beautiful. Should be a pretty easy par. Christopher Watson just from just a little bit closer.
You can tell how hard these players are throwing these shots. Yeah. You're throwing twice the length almost just to try to get it up on the hill.
Yeah.
The camera doesn't do it justice to how steep this cliff is.
Oh my
Getting
goodness.
away with one there.
Yeah. That's some more some world champ love right there. And Paul to save a par, stay bogey. Oh, of course he stays bogey free, Avery.
He was on the verge of taking his first bogey and stays there and knocks down the par putt. Sit down, young man.
Oh my goodness. Doss misses the par, but thankfully he still has a bogey putt, Avery.
Dangerous hole. No matter if you're putting a 5 foot,
Yeah. Oh,
no
yeah.
matter if you're putting a 5 footer or a 30 footer, any disc that hits edge on that hillside is going.
I've seen
going a long
seen him
ways.
roll 200, 250 out of bounds, even down past the road. We got a couple nice friendly kicks there on the ground. Manabu
with perfect form. Little standstill approach.
Love it. Paul staying clean. 0 bogeys at Delaveaga. That's almost more impressive than all the birdies. He's just never getting in so much trouble he can't par.
And that's how you score on here. You don't give up you don't give back your birdie putts.
Yep.
You don't give back your birdies on this kind of hole. If you start bogeying, you can start bleeding real easy.
You sure
and
can.
real quick. So you gotta keep those birdies when you got them and when you earn them. Hole number 26.
Which line you like here, the inside or the outside?
You got options here. There's a lot of trees. They're calling this the gauntlet.
Yeah.
You got so many options here. You can go up, around, turnover, and a slight little flex, or you can go direct line straight through the trees. I believe that's what Paul usually does.
Yeah, you're right. But he's changed course this year.
But he's bogey free, so he's going to take the more high percentage route on this shot.
Yeah, throwing that McPro Rock 3, and he got it close enough for a putt, Avery.
Again, it's not a very long hole. It's about throwing uphill with power, with precision, and obviously missing a few of these big trees here.
Yeah, Manabu throwing that D4, hit a late tree. Nate Doss throwing that beat up Predator. Huck Lab disc. Love watching those fly.
More turnover. That's going the distance to the bin.
Mm-hmm. Doss with a Challenger upshot right here. They should make that.
Making easy work of it.
Yeah. I got Manabu also upping.
You got those trees to challenge. You got this little mound of dirt just short of the basket to make sure you get your approach up and over that.
He gave that a half go. Christopher Watson just laying it for par, though. And Paul with really only legit look at it, too, but see if he can get it done. Oh. Settled at least.
Yeah, he's not very happy with that, but man, it did stay close to the basket.
Chris makes a good par comebacker. Nate Doss hopefully doing the same. Yep. That Doss putt. So signature style. I love it, man.
So consistent over the years, you know, being a top professional for the last 18 to 20 years and playing this game for a long time.
He doesn't play as much as the rest of these guys, but when he comes out, he can still hang, no problem.
He plays the biggest and best tournaments available. You know, all the big NTs, all the big majors. And dedicated to the craft these days.
Yeah,
so
he is the craft. I like it. There's Paul still with 11 strokes. Chris is clear of the card, but I believe he's either tied or 1 stroke off of Ricky right now. We're on the hole 26A, par 3, 354 dead straight, and we're playing on the top of a ridge, Avery.
Yeah, this is a spine on the backside of top of the world, 354 feet, dead straight shot, par 3. Not too many other options. You're throwing the straight shot. If you're throwing a forehand or a backhand, you're trying to throw it straight, 354, and don't do that.
Oh, you're not. Yeah. Oh, no, Avery.
That is cliff down the right side. There's also cliff left side. You want to stay on the safe side and throw it down the middle.
You want to do this, Avery.
Slight little turnover over the bush, attacked in the pin.
Lands on the pole, basically.
Wow.
Manabu.
Champ style.
Yep, going M1. And he a little bit of crisp, but not quite as much.
Pulls it right side into the trees.
Stays up top at least.
Nate Doss going wasp, going mid-range, following Manabu, catching right side, but getting a nice champ kick back to the fairway.
Yeah, he'll have a clean look. It's not close, though. Here's Chris from down that ravine, Avery. And he got most of the way up.
That's one of the first looks we've had of the ravine on this lead card.
Yeah, they've been staying clean.
You guys have been staying up top on most of the shots, not getting any crazy kicks or crazy rolls.
So there is Chris's third shot. And you can see a 6 happening from down there pretty easily, so he's probably not too sad about a 4.
Yeah, and you might see some rules getting into play, like playing from your previous lie.
Yes, yes.
Lost disc penalties. There are a lot of things that can come into play on this treachery of De La.
And there is Paul getting another stroke on the card.
Just birdies.
Birdies
Lots of birdies.
all day.
No bogeys.
If he hadn't shot a 15 yesterday, we'd be more impressed with this round today.
Wow.
You know?
I think he's going clean right now, obviously.
Is he 11 down right now?
Yeah, he's letting up a little bit. You know, the 15 yesterday was scorching. He's letting up a little bit. Still shooting double digit on this very difficult course.
Yeah, anything double digit, you're doing something special.
Oh, yeah.
For me, it's time with my friends.
For me, it's a walk in the park.
For me, it's my job.
For me, it's fun.
As always, Avery, big ol' thanks to PGA for bringing this beautiful coverage to you guys on SpinTV.
The National Tour event here in Santa Cruz. Here it is, the glorious, epic, the whole you drive hours to see.
And throw your bag on.
Hole number 27, top of the world. This Corona Point here at the Delaveaga Disc Golf Course, 550 feet, downhill, par 3, and you got road and parking lot to the left.
Parking lot.
And look at overlooking beautiful Monterey Bay. I get chills every time I step to this hole.
And Paul McBeth throwing that Avery Jenkins Star Destroyer.
Beautiful, just didn't hang it out enough, didn't get the forward penetration.
Played it pretty safe.
And actually hit the donation box down below.
Paul tried to make a donation from about 500 feet away.
That's definitely a sign.
Forgot to tape a $1 bill to it. Manabu throwing that D4, and oh my god, just hanging it out over the parking lot. It's coming back in.
Wow, looked effortless, really.
Right? That's what his forehand goes real far, but it seems like he's just throwing it 50 feet.
The forehand being one option, and then the slight hyzer mid-range or fairway driver being another option, as Nate Doss hangs it out to the right.
Yep.
And gets the nice flare skip to the basket.
That's a family line. Your sister throws that one too.
Yep. There it is with the Wasp putting it on the green for a chance at 2.
Christopher Watson.
And going the straight shot.
A little tighter.
Usually lost at the blue, and then it's hyzer and left. They're calling parking lot, looking to hit a post.
Oh no. That's O to the B, Avery.
O to the B as the spectators there gather to watch the final hole. It's just like one of those just perfect final finishing holes on this course. The spectators can line up there to watch the players finish the course.
And Paul was trying to make this going over the top of the fence. But
what a cool shot that would have been. Huh?
Absolutely. Manabu to finish with a 2. Oh, that was his worst putt all around.
Yeah, didn't ever give it a chance.
Yeah.
Nate Doss out.
Did you see this on the log?
He was like straddled over the log.
He was on this like rotten log and it gave way right when he putted.
He
lost the power on it. You could see it happen. It was really, really awkward footing.
As the entire league card fails to convert for the 2s, they'll tap out for 3s on Topo. And finishing the second round here.
Yeah, Chris with the 4. Back-to-back 4s to finish his round, unfortunately. He had a really great round going, too.
He did. It was impressive to watch. Some good putting skills. But then, obviously, story of the day, again, Paul McBeth absolutely killing it.
God, 11 down. Bogey-free golf, Avery.
All smiles off the course. Look at this shot. What's this whole mean to you?
Oh, just everything, man.
This is why people hear about Delaveaga and the pristine beauty of this course, the challenge, the difficulty, but man, the payoff on hole number 27.
Yeah. So after round 2, Paul 26 down. Second place is Ricky with a 13. He doubled him up. He did it. Mission accomplished.
That's what he's talking about. He's still got 1 round to go. Jeremy Coley makes a charge at the lead card.
Balling it up.
And makes it for championship Sunday here at the 2017 Masters Cup PDJ National Tour event presented by Innova Discs. Join us for the action tomorrow. Now we're moving off a Delaveaga disc golf course and going over to Delaveaga golf course for the final round on the pristine manicured greens of a golf course.
It's beautiful out there, Avery.
Pretty awesome. It's good, it's different, it's new, and man, the spectators and the galleries are going to be out there in droves. Really look forward to the action. Looking forward to tomorrow. Man, it's going to be an awesome, awesome day here at the Masters Cup in beautiful Santa Cruz, California.